And whatever comes our way, yeah, gotta go make it happen.
Good morning. Wow. Wow. That is the best reception I've ever had. Thank you very much.
So what we're going to do this morning is really examine and take you a little history of Harley-Davidson, bringing you up from 1903 to the 1980s, describe the desperate situation we were in at that time, and then the things that we did and turn that company around. And we're going to talk about marketing strategies and how to turn negatives into positives. We're going to talk about how to build the brand, both personal and for your company. We're going to talk about how to compete against global giants like Honda and Kawasaki and Suzuki and Yamaha. And then we're going to talk about some of the important things, the stew and the glue, and what it takes to make a company successful today. So out of that, we decided we had to build a brand. And brand marketing is very, very popular today, and it was just starting at that time, but we had to go through this basic exercise. If you go to Barnes & Noble's, you're going to be able to find 25, 35 different books on brand building. There were no such books back in that time. So we asked ourselves 3 basic questions that you can ask yourself about your business. And those 3 basic questions are who you are. Who are your customers? And what do they want and expect from you? And what do they want and expect from you? Personal brand building is just as important as building a brand for your company. So out of that week, we came with a statement answering these questions that says, Harley-Davidson provides a lifestyle around custom-made motorcycles for motor enthusiasts who want their products and services to be symbols of strength, freedom, individuality, Americana, and want to share and participate in the Harley-Davidson heritage, tradition, and mystique. That's Harley-Davidson's brand statement. And the value of having a brand statement for your company, as well as for Harley-Davidson, there's a lot of people have a lot of great ideas on how to improve the performance of a company, and new marketing programs, or new policies, or new shipping programs, whatever it is. But unless it fits into your brand statement, you don't do it. If it enhances your brand statement, it's an avenue to take to build your business. And the advantage of having a brand is any product can be imitated, but a brand cannot. And when you get into tough times, like we all do through business cycles, it's the brands that survive, and those that don't have a brand disappear slowly and suffer a lot in the process. And then we applied the strategy of turning left to turning right to the 4 P's of marketing that we all share in common. Number 1 is product, number 2 is price, promotion, and the 4th is place. And what I'm going to do now is give you examples on how we did that and applying to these different things. But let's go back to product. Product, a very, very important thing, and I told you before what was going on with our product. It was really not that reliable. So we tried to figure out ways we could do it, and the product really started to come around, and the quality started to come around. So when we did that, we ran ads, we focused on 3 things: quality, quality, and more quality. And what we did at that time is we shipped a team of people, about 12 of them, over to Japan to study how they manufactured motorcycles. Today they call it benchmarking. Back then, I thought it was industrial spying. So we focused on quality, and finally it turned around, and we wanted to tell the world about it. And what we did, we started running ads like this. Would you sell an unreliable motorcycle to these guys? I was pulled up to a stop sign and there was a brand new Yamaha 750 and it looked almost like a Sportster. You couldn't tell the difference because the Japanese all of a sudden thought the Harley-Davidson styling was worthwhile copying. Now, that's just part of their personality, and that's part of their culture. If you take a good product, you reverse engineer it, make it a little bit cheaper, make it a little bit better, and sell it for a different price. So that started happening, so we ran this as a lead-in page in one of the motorcycle magazines when they came with some models that looked just like ours. And it says, "Okay, Japan, your next custom bike prototype is ready." And when you turn the page, it says, "Introducing the revolutionary FXRS. Maybe this time nothing will get lost in the translation." And as you can see on the left-hand side, we printed the ad in Japanese. But I remember going out to a rally out in California. It was one of our first rallies in the mid-1980s. And there were about 16 people that showed up, and we expected a lot more. We were just starting to get that program off the ground. And there was one elderly gentleman that sort of stayed apart from the crowd, went over and sat on this picnic bench by himself, and he was in the shade and he was just cooling off. So I walked up to him and I said to him, "Hi, my name's Clyde Fessler. I'm from the Harley-Davidson Motorcycle Company. What's your name? And tell me about your motorcycles." And he looked at me and he said, "Son, I've had 5 Harley-Davidson motorcycles over the last 25 years. I keep them clean, I maintain them, and every 5 years I trade my motorcycle in and I get exactly what I paid for it." I said, "You mean you've never lost money on a Harley?" He says, "No, son, I'm about to buy a brand new one." So I went back to the office the next day, checked the blue book, and checked the NADA prices and found out, yes, the competition, whenever you bought one of their motorcycles and drove it around the block or took it home, it depreciated 25 or 35%, whereas the Harleys were maintaining their value. So we ran this ad in the magazines. "If only you could stick this on your foreign bike at trade-in time. Harley-Davidson, driving that wedge between us and them." 75% of our advertising, promotions, and public relations dollars were targeted against our existing customers. Because if your existing customers are happy, they will be your best salespeople. Cha-ching. There's the 5th P of marketing, which is most important, and that's people. It's the community. It's the relationships that you have with your family, your customers, and your employees, because people bring the passion to the business. And passion is the difference between winning and losing. It's the difference between success and failure. And people is a major, major emphasis at Harley-Davidson. In fact, the vision statement at Harley says a lot of different things, but it ends up saying people will become our most competitive advantage. Well, I hope sincerely that you can pick a few pearls of wisdom out of my presentation. But if not out of this one, I'm certain that you're going to be able to take back something you've learned from this conference. And whether it be a new objective that you're going to be set. One of the objectives that I had behind my desk at all times at Harley, so my team and my committees and the people that worked with me had, and they could always see that objective right in the back of my desk, and it said, I'm double in 3 and triple in 5. That was my motto in all the businesses I ran. Double that business in 3 years and triple in 5, and everybody knew what they had to play and what their duty was and what their part was in reaching those objectives. They had to develop the strategies. So if you go home with a new objective, or maybe it's a strategy or something like that, that you're going to need to reach your objectives, or maybe it's a new tactic or a new program, go on the way home, on the airplane, write those things down. Put them on your screensaver when you get back, because those are the things that you usually come to a convention like this for, to take back and enhance your business, because you have to do things a little bit different in today's world. And why? If you do what you've done, you're going to get what you've always got, and that's not competitive enough, and you're not going to survive in today's business world if this is what you do.